Okay, and I think I was part of it. And I think that they did well. No. It was not bad. So the fact that it ended successfully, right? Even was any Monica coming back from France was telling us that there were some things that so it happens everywhere. But I'm saying that the African Games, not 100%. Probably let's give it 65 or 70.
No.
And yes,
they only invested in the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. Yeah. But the games itself, they didn't pay attention to it. I think they didn't even have bicycles. We didn't have
no. So no, wait. For that is on.
So don't say it was successful.
For the fact that it ended well, we had issues with our Ghanaian team. We had issues with our Ghanaian team, right? But I'm just building up that it was not a bad tournament. It was not a bad tournament for the first time for Ghana. And all that, it was not a bad tournament for us. Then this coming up, so you know what? The flowers was not given to even the ministry that actually you guys did well with the organization and everything. Then this coming up was very bad. So we got to listen to Mustafa Yusuf, and thankfully, God bless Sam George. Sam George just was like, oh, Charlie, this one a public interest question. Okay. So it was not even part. So you could see that the minister was not prepared for that.
So it was just a public interest question.
And then the minister said, over 3 million.
Well, but if you look at the contract between GBC and the sports ministry, it states that it was an amount of 3.6 million, right? So essentially, that's the money that is supposed to be paid.
The contract should be on Facebook for our viewers now.
Yeah.
Yes. 3.6 million. And now, here's the issue here. So GBC contacted some third-party agencies, right? And they helped in producing or broadcasting, what's the name? The African Games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, GBC were paid through the ministry. So the ministry, they are saying that, see, we gave you 3.6 million to pay the other third party. Yeah. But then the GBC boss says that, I'm sure pressure, pressure. Pressure has gotten to the man. Because, Charlie, some of us have not received payment yet. How come you received 3.6 million and some of us have not received payment? And so quickly he came on yesterday to say that, Charlie, if you only 105K per
you see, the minister is not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Because if they were paid $3.6 million to GBC, and GBC says they contacted third parties, so that means they have paid the two production companies the money, and the money GBC got was the $105. So I don't even know why GBC came to respond. Honestly, I do not understand.
So
because it is stated in their press release that the benefit GBC got was that money.
Yes.
So that means they got the $3.6 million
to pay the other people. Yes.
That is my understanding.
Yes. But in the contract, wasn't GBC supposed to be the one to effect the payments to the third parties and others who were brought in to come and help with the coverage?
Yes, that's
and
what
so
the
it means
says.
the GBC must have received the money and then probably distributed it. Or maybe GBC received only what they were supposed to receive and they were dependent on the sports ministry to do the payment of the other parties. These are the details that we need to find out, right?
Yeah. And even before the All-African Games, I was asking myself, so how much was budgeted for the African Games? And before the All-African Games, the minister held a presser, and he says that $47.7 million has been estimated for the African Games. I mean, he has not disclosed how much they spent on the tournament, but if just coverage is $3.6 million, I can imagine food, accommodation,
hotel,
everything,
and all that.
How much it costs.
You know the funny thing? This was an opportunity for Ghana. See, let's not take the fact away that there were broadcasting companies that came to buy rights. Everywhere, competition like this, you buy rights. So the organizers actually make money out of it. Do you understand? You know what happened? It was mid the games that Super Sports came on board to cover the games. So even with that, we don't even know with what we are seeing now. We don't even know if they took feed from GBC, if they had to pay, or the ministry had to pay the team. They sit up. So come and let's give you. And it's crazy because with competitions like this, companies or media outlets come and say, Charlie, we are bidding. We want to give you 7. Someone comes, no, we want to give you 5. But when you read what was released by the ministry, it was like the GBC had the cheapest. So are we saying that we're not attractive enough to attract? And for that, I know some media outlets French media outlets that actually offered to come and produce and then broadcast the game. And so you see that for us here, our story is always different. It's always different. But I don't know if we can get the voice of the Director General and then how he responded to a claim by.
All I can say is this. There were externally sourced production teams. GBC was invited to the table less than 1 month to the games, that they wanted us as the official broadcaster and that we should do the production. And we made it very clear that an event or a series of events such as 2 weeks of sporting fiesta, GBC did not have the technical equipment to do that. So we made it very clear to the ministry from the first meeting that that has to be outsourced. We don't have the equipment. We don't have the equipment capacity to do it. So the ministry agreed that we should play the role of the official broadcaster, and technical teams were brought in from outside the country. They flew in with their equipment. And as the official broadcaster, we had the responsibility to confirm that work was done and that payment should be effected. And some of these payments were routed through GBC to these third-party payments. Those transfers were not for the benefit of GBC. And we could never have used those monies for GBC's needs. No, it wasn't possible. That would have been criminal. We facilitated payments to foreign third parties who came in to do the production and not for the benefit of GBC. The benefit total payment to GBC for GBC's benefit, I repeat, was $105,000, and that is what we got.
Now, but does GBC have any evidence to back what you're saying? Because, the minister is the one in charge. He has made a statement.
Of course.
What evidence do we have?
We definitely have enough documentation. These monies are not paid in bags. They are paid through the bank. And they are indicated what the money is for. And before we do that, there's a letter we will receive from the ministry telling us whose payment it should be for. And so we don't act on our own. We act upon instructions. And that we have all the documentations, and we have everything in place.
They have everything in place. They have receipts. We are going to listen to Sam George speaking. He spoke yesterday. But then I think investigation, we need to know. Okay, so now the ministry is saying that there were third parties and they paid GBC. So I am the ministry, Nanama is GBC, Lantam is a third party, and you decide who you want to work with. So Nanama says, I want to work with Lantam and probably Nureen and all other people. But then, okay, we don't care. We are going to give you 3.6 million.
But you pay Nureen and
Lantam.
Yeah.
But then Nanama is saying, now, Charlie, the 3.6 million, no, if you only 105K I receive. And it doesn't make sense that, I don't know if you get it.
Yeah, so the sports ministry is telling us that they give the money to GBC.
Yes.
And per the contract, GBC was supposed to do all of that. Yes. So GBC was in charge of selecting who they want to partner to do the coverage and in paying them.
Yes.
So GBC should be telling us whether or not they received the money from the sports ministry and they have paid the people. Exactly. If the money didn't come, GBC should let us know that, look, the money didn't come.
Yeah.
The only money we got, like the Director General is saying, is the $105,000. The rest of the money was never disbursed to us.
Yeah.
And so there is even probably a breach of contract in there somewhere. And all of these things are very, very murky. And I don't understand why, some of our ministries, especially the sports ministry, at any given point in time in any administration should be embroiled in some sort of controversy. Yeah. There's always some sort of controversy from the sports ministry that
when it has to do with money.
Understand.
But the sad thing is that we have this kind of money in this country, and then when players, especially the women national team, are going to play, it has to take journalists to be tweeting saying, pay the ladies, pay girls, pay these people. I don't understand. The Ghana Premier League is struggling. Nothing moves like when it comes to sports in this country. Paralympic Games, the players, Ali Jara and his boys, they have still not been paid. We have this money, and then we don't pay attention to other disciplines.
Black Stars,
it's
Black
so
Stars, they
sad.
come next 2 weeks. Black Stars.
It's so sad. It's very, very, very sad. And I'm sure their budget is ready. It's very, very, very sad. I mean, I can't wait. The minister should be invited to the parliament. I mean, parliament, not the public account committee, to account for everything.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate it's election
year.
So
let me read this.
This
was from the ministry, came later yesterday evening. Some organizations submitted proposals in excess of $6 million US, which the ministry deemed excessive. Now, when they say proposals, you want to understand, are you saying that they propose that we would take 6 million to broadcast, or you would give us, because it's not done anywhere? Okay, this is the African Games, this is the African Games, and the whole of Africa is actually coming to Ghana. Everyone wants to get a right to broadcast. Okay, now it says also the ministry in its quest to build local capacity and leave a legacy. What legacy? After the 13th African Games, engage the GBC to become the official broadcasters for them. And you know what the DG said? The DG said that they came to them 1 month to the games. 1 month to the games. That according to the Director General. 1 month to the games. The local organizing committee, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, came to them and they were like, 1 month.
Was the cheapest.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And they were like, 1 month there, we can't do this. 1 month is too short for us. So the other reason for the ministry's decision was that the GBC's financial quotation for production and transmission was the lowest. It's sad. It's sad. Okay.
Let's listen to Sam George, because he says that they'll be investigating the matter and all that.
No, last technical. Okay, now let's get now with the understanding that GBC will use the services of third parties to assist them implement their obligations. The total agreed amount was $3.6 million US. So subsequently, an agreement was reached between the two institutions, the ministry and the GBC.
So you see, this matter now is pregnant. It's pregnant with twins. One is the veracity of how much money has been paid, 3 million, in excess of 3 million or 105,000. The other has to do with the DG's claim that my suggestion that technicians were not paid is not true. I have memos which I will put out, memos that show that even in the middle of the game, on either the 13th or 15th of March, during the game, the DBC technical staff served a memo to management that they were going to lay down their tools and stop the broadcast because they weren't being paid. There had to be a crisis meeting between the Director General and the technicians. There are all kinds of questions that have to be asked and have to be answered. So, thankfully, I serve on the Public Accounts Committee. That's why I asked this question. But I also am ranking on the Communications Committee, and the Communications Committee has oversight over the GBC and the Ministry of Information. So, I'll be discussing with my ranking and chairman to have this matter tabled properly before the committee to investigate the matter.
So that's Sam George there.
Yeah.
Speaking to Starr yesterday.
Yeah. We'll investigate.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Because, we need to get the full details.
Surely. But I don't think we are going to get to the end of this matter.
Why would we?
How many months to elections? Yeah. It will die out.
Ghana
something else will come up. They will forget about it.
Work.
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll investigate and we'll find out what is happening.
All right. So yesterday, the PFA Team of the Year was released. At a brilliant, beautiful ceremony, and then actually let me just give us the first 11, the best 11 from last season, and this actually was voted by players themselves. So the players voted David Raya of Arsenal as the best goalkeeper of the season, Saliba, Arsenal, Van Dijk, Liverpool, Gabriel Magalhaes of Arsenal, Kyle Walker, Manchester City, Rodri, Manchester City, Declan Rice, Arsenal, Odegaard, Arsenal, Haaland, of course, Manchester City, Phil Foden, Manchester City, and the surprising one is Oli Watkins of Aston Villa. So these are the players that were actually in there. No Manchester United player, Lantam.
No surprise there.
Last season, Amfaka.
No surprise there. No Manchester United player. No surprise there. We are not surprised. So
but I mean, it was brilliant. And then PFA Young Player of the Season actually went to Phil Foden, and the PFA Player of the Season proper went to PFA Young Player of the Season went to Cole Palmer, and then PFA Player of the Season went to Phil Foden, and it was a brilliant ceremony yesterday. Congratulations to them. This season we are coming like Kakai. Nanama is supporting Chelsea. She loves Chelsea so much. and she believes that.
Of late, she has been speaking as though she's not
I
interested
am
in
a
Chelsea
fan.
anymore.
I said my support is on break.
You are not a Chelsea fan.
I'm not.
You see those people who
The Chelsea fans are running away.
who support
What are you
that-
doing with your 41 players?
42.
And now it's 42.
It's 42.
Ah.
And they'll sign Joao Felix, confirm him soon. When he comes, then it will be 43.
42 players.
Yeah.
Why? Why? You don't understand Chelsea and what Chelsea is trying to do with all of that.
Right.
But anyway,
Yeah.
thank you very much, Jones Aji and Nana Ama Ajimine, bringing us the latest in the world of sports. And it's interesting what is going on in this country as regards payment of 3.6 million for coverage of the All Africa Games. And the question on a lot of people's minds is,